I mean, it's good that hockey gets a taste of what we get with soccer because, I mean, as much as I don't feel really like this is the time in history to be extremely, uh, let's split up in the tribes of our nation
Right,
states.
yeah.
But this is what you get with soccer. You can be a fan of your local team, and then you can be a fan of your country, and you get to see a different collection of players. Like, I let's be honest, would I ever give a Weston McKennie if he wasn't a U.S. guy? No, he's never played anywhere near any of my teams that I give a shit about. You know what I
Unless,
mean? So,
yeah, well, that is true. I was
but
gonna say,
I get to enjoy it now because
I was
we
gonna
have.
say, unless it was 15 years ago when you were dying to see an American play in the big leagues.
Binnington.
Well, no, that's what I'm saying is
Yeah.
no, that's the whole reason I know him is
Yeah.
because he's American. Other than that,
Yeah.
if I, if we didn't do that at all, if there was no USMNT, why care?
I mean, like I said, we are fortunate that we actually have a local MLS club to follow, and we're also fortunate that we have a pretty decent or / good national team.
I want to bring this around to one other thing here because part of the excitement of that game and this whole tournament was the rivalries. It was just born in rivalries. They basically had took two huge hockey rivalries, put them together, and made a tournament out of it. How would MLS or another, maybe a soccer league out there, maybe capitalize on that? Maybe a U.S. versus Mexico, and then what? What other two nations would you throw into that?
We have the Nations League,
Brazil
and we have
Argentina, U.S. and
Mexico.
Mexico.
Is that it's hard to do something like that when you have the Nations League and you have the Gold Cup. And unfortunately, because of it's a World Cup bye, you would have had the World Cup qualifiers. I mean, it would have been awesome to see
I'm not worried about I'm worried about the impossibility of it. I'm wondering about what great rivalries could you stack up against each other inside of a tournament that would make it so exciting? Because maybe America and Mexico would be exciting, but maybe it would be
US,
lopsided
Mexico,
if they ended up having to play Argentina or Brazil.
Brazil.
Well, I mean, it's the obvious stuff. But that's what the World Cup already does this for us. It'd be what? England, Germany,
but they don't do that.
Mexico.
The World Cup doesn't do that. No, the World Cup doesn't take two rivalries and stack it in a 4-team tournament. It does take a tournament and have countries that could meet each other that do have rivalries. There's the difference.
I guess I'll put it this way. This is such a uniquely hockey thing because I'm sick of international soccer. Like Nations League is too much. Mm-hmm. Give me back World Cup qualifying and Gold Cup, right? That's it.
Honestly,
that's all I care.
I hate to bring it to you, Toke, but honestly, I feel the Nations League has replaced the Gold Cup as in terms of importance. And I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why. You have to admit it, but I'll tell you why. The Gold Cup, we've been sending our B team. We've been sending our MLS guys.
Yeah, but that's because it's every 2 years. If it was every 4 years like the Euros, then we could see Honduras shine. We could see Curacao shine. We could see TNT shine.
I'd rather have a full-strength U.S. national team versus a full-strength Mexico team and a meaningful Nations League final.
Give me a meaningful Gold Cup. Give me everybody in our region.
Oh man.
Our region,
technically, it is everybody in our region because some of these people face each other. Man.
Dude, people are knocked out from the next Nations League already.
Yeah, but I mean,
this one's not even done.
That's ridiculous.
Not a competition.
I'm sorry. You really want to have the U.S. face off against Bonaire or something like that?
Yes, because I want Bonaire to get that experience till one day it is hard as shit to qualify for the World Cup out of Concacaf.
You know what experience they're gonna get if the youth team is any measuring stick. They're gonna get like a 22-0 scoreline.
I want to see Belize rise. I want to see Barbados become a giant.
If you want those teams to rise, first they got to beat up the next giant next to them. So if Barbados wants to be,
that's why you have a big
no. If you want Barbados to shine, they got to go beat the Cayman Islands, and then maybe they can talk.
Well, that's how they qualify for the Gold Cup. Like, listen, we got to cut the Gold Cup to every 4 years. It can't be every 2 years. Get rid of Nations League, and the Gold Cup will be looked at like AFCON or like the Euros.
You can't run if you don't know how to walk. You can't run if you don't know how to walk. So a lot of these teams, you're talking about your Barbados, you're talking about your Cayman Islands, Guadeloupe. A lot of these teams are semi-professional. What you're asking
Guadeloupe
is for them to be.
them.
You want like these teams to face off against a hardened U.S. men's national team.
Listen. The Gold Cup can be what 4 groups of 4. How many teams is that? 16. Then you have like an 8-team bracket after the group stage, right? So 16 teams. That means the Caribbean is going to have to fight each other for the few spots they get. Obviously, the North American part gets all 3 because duh, right? But then you know what? Central America and the Caribbean are going to have to fight it out for those last 13 spots, right? And it'll be lit, and then we'll have a big tournament. Like, this is how it used to be, man. It used to be rad.
I don't know if rad is the right word for it.
I think it could be improved.
Everything was better when I was younger.
It sounds like what you're saying is it could be improved.
Much improved. All right.
But then the reason the Nations League was even created was to give some football participation to some of these like island teams.
It was to get another U.S.-Mexico game.
No. You know why? If it wasn't for the Nations League, a team like Cayman Islands, a team like Bonaire, a team like Guadeloupe will only be able to play World Cup qualifiers once every 4 years, and that's it. Like, there's no development.
Don't forget the Gold Cup.
Yes.
All right, I'm sorry. I'll beat this dead horse all day if you guys let me. Listen.